Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Happy Thursday to you, and I hope you're enjoying this wonderful skyfall from Bitcoin. I make light of it because it's pretty standard par for the course. If you watched my video from yesterday, you'll know that we're expecting this fair value gap right here as low as 26,200/300 to be filled. What do you know? Price wicked all the way down to 26.1. And we're slightly recovering now at this point. So I'm not super concerned because the sky isn't falling. This is just a better opportunity to average our price down. We took a nice little long here so far in profit from Bitcoin, and some awesome stuff here shaping up and forming. So again, congrats to our community members for some awesome profits here recently. Just to note here, we've got some for our Premium Plus. We took BNB, small loss from Litecoin, Ethereum, XRP, another Litecoin trade. What is this, BCH 92%? So yeah, we're doing just fine. It's okay to take little small losses here and there, right? The important thing is to mitigate your loss, maximize your gain, and we're definitely doing that. But once more, minus all these profits, there is a lot to note here. We saw $720 million in USDT entered into the market, or exited from the market, if you will, instantly, right? So these are all things we need to acknowledge and recognize. Once you see that kind of movement, there's a strong chance you're going to see the price move in that same direction, which it definitely did. Okay, so again, awesome stuff there. Once more, too, very last thing, thank you to all our community members for jumping on over here, being welcoming for our new members here. We got tons of new people coming in daily, so be sure to check out our Discord, jump on over to our general chat, get engaged, have some fun. We've got tons of cool resources here, education, layout charts, pretty much anything you need to learn here, it's all here readily good to go for you, okay? So again, be sure to check this out, really cool stuff here. So all right, so what we want to look at here is a few things with Bitcoin. So now that we've kind of acknowledged that we understand that this price action is correcting itself, while it sucks that the price goes up and it has to come down, like those are just natural ebbs and flows of trading. That's kind of how it will work in most cases. Now, is it normally this severe? Not always. The market is completely manipulated right now, and it's very unfortunate, but it's also kind of par for the course, right? So try not to be too surprised. We see fair value gaps get filled. They work as rejection levels, support levels. It worked as a support for like a half a day, and then the price came right back down to fill that gap. But good news is we have a high amount of volume at this lower level here, and there's a great chance that we're going to be able to continue to see the price action move up from here. 26,200 is a nice key level support. Sorry, I got tentatively used to saying 27,000. That was kind of a nice thing. Haven't said that in a while. Either way, we'll say that again perhaps in the future, but for now, 26.2 is the key level support that we saw that nice little bounce, okay? So far, we're looking decent. Now, could it come lower? Of course, we got to expect the worst and hope for the best. But what we want to look at is some back-end stuff here and kind of see what this is telling us here, if there's any shift in momentum. So on the daily, we can recognize that we've got a lot of liquidation, okay? So firm amount of liquidations right there at 26,100. What do you know? That's like the largest amount of accumulation of liquidation levels in the most recent 48 hours, ever since the price shot up. And coincidentally, we came right down to that level to wash out all the longs. Okay, so again, interesting the way that the market behaves, but it makes perfect sense, right? Greed is a very real thing. I have billions of dollars of money. I see there's a bunch of people, little small people like us, hedged at a specific level with a bunch of stop losses at one area. We're going to come right to that level, wash those out, buy in at a large position, and work our way back up. So guarantee the reason why we're seeing a bounce right now, again, it's a tentative bounce, it's very small, but we're seeing a large amount of volume accumulation because that's previous where we had that support, but also the area in which those larger whales have accumulated in the past, and they took that profit from people like you and I, who got washed out of a lot of our longs, right? Again, depending on how you leverage your longs, you could be good or you could be bad. We use low leverage and low position sizing, so we're just fine with our long position we had at 27,000. As a matter of fact, with our long that we took from 27,000, we took a nice little 20% profit, 18.5%, closed the majority of our position. So the last bit of it is riding out, not a problem at all, right? Again, small position size, small leverage, you can survive to trade another day. Try not to buy into the hype of people doing 20, 50, 100x leverage on coins. You're going to get wasted on that. Unless you are a superb trader, those kind of trades are very difficult, okay? So please recognize that. And if you see people posting images of trades that are still open, don't trust that either, because once again, a closed trade is essentially a good trade, all right? So again, just some friendly advice there. All right, so anyways, enough about that. What we want to talk about here is summarizing the high block capital and then work our way down on the daily. We can see whales are becoming extremely more active, okay? And whales are highly active on lower price points. Like when the price action is at extreme lows, they seem to be the most active. Okay, and when do you know? Why do they do that? Because they're testing those key level supports, washing out a lot of potential liquidation levels. Okay, so we can see here so far, it's not extreme, but we got some decent amount of longs liquidated today and yesterday, pretty much equaled out from the shorts getting liquidated 2 days ago, right, when the price shot up here. So again, what was nice to have is no longer there. It's not a big deal, par for the course, try not to be concerned. We can see, however, a lot of long positions are closing and lowering. In other words, folks close their positions either out of forced liquidations or just seeing the fact that there's a lot of shorts increasing in the market. Okay, so we have more shorts now than we did a couple of days ago when the price action was kind of averaged itself out. Keep in mind, these are shorts from the 27,000 range, not entering at 26. And we can see on the liquidation heat map what that looks like, or at least more so the open interest. That being said, we can see more trading being taken right now, more average leverage delta. And if we take a look here, of course, at the open interest, let's go ahead and see where the longs and the shorts are. So we got some, some late longs at 26.4, 26.3. We got in at 26.2, so very nice entry there. We got some early longs here, of course, right around the 27,000 mark. That was kind of a risky place to trade. Again, 27,000 was supposed to work as a support, but with that fair value gap just below, it makes sense that there's a liquidity sweep. Take a look here at the shorts, though. This is where I'm kind of curious. You got a lot of shorts jumped on in at about 27,000. What do you know? They prevailed, and we got some late shorts here too, but not too many. All in all, pretty normal stuff. This is fairly standard, okay? So try not to overly concern yourself and feel like the sky is falling. Yes, it's kind of funny when you look at some things like this, for example. You see people walking around on fire. Yeah, that's how the market is. Exactly the way that it goes sometimes. And of course, you can see the price action just go from a really nice level to just bare bones, right? That's how it works. But once more, kind of standard. I hate to normalize this, but this is very, very frequent and very common, okay? So if you're new to crypto trading, welcome. This is kind of how it works. Okay, so on the daily, let's look at a few key factors here. So we lost 50 on the RSI. That was a very tentative thing. We can see stochastic is still swinging up, so we could very well see another swing back up at this level, right? So again, we want to have a double divergence or double convergence on the stochastic to be able to see that recovery or that decrease. Right now, we're still looking pretty good. Money flow index is coming up, all good. Even though a lot of money came out, we can see here if we take a look over at Bitcoin dominance, we're not dropping super hard. It may look like a lot, but Bitcoin dominance is not half as low as it was previous. In other words, this increase kept us higher. So believe it or not, even though the price is lower, we have more money in Bitcoin now than we did 2 to 3 days ago, okay? Or more so 3 days ago or previous. But the bottom line is it's not a straight line like the actual chart itself, because we got stuck at that 26.2 range for a while. Once we blast up, we actually have more money in Bitcoin than we did a few days ago. And that's a positive sign. That does tell us that this increase here, or this leg up, is warranted, and we should very well see another increase from here. Now, it may not be significant. We might just see a retest 27,000 and a rejection, but we will see the price come up in the immediate near future, and I think that's very likely. Okay, so now that we've established that this increase is warranted, and same with the decrease as well, we want to recognize a few key levels here on the moving average. We can see the 200-day SMA right there at about 27.5 worked as a pretty significant rejection level. Okay, so again, price wicked up to 28,000, rejected off that 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, filled that CME gap at 27.5, and essentially came back down. It's very, very common, exactly what we're expecting, so try not to be alarmed. But once more, this 200-day SMA is going to be a resistance level. So 27.5, I think, is a good rejection point, or a level in which we can see the price action pull back. Another thing I want to kind of bring to your attention would be this post I made here earlier. In other words, when the price action is going to hit that 28,500 mark, if we do see the price come up to this ascending type of trend, previously an ascending trend, now once more kind of a rejection level, we could very well see the price reject off 28.5 or 29,000 if we get that level retested. So what I'm really hoping for is a nice long short, or not a long short, because that doesn't make sense. A short that I'd hold for perhaps a longer period of time at the 29,000 mark if we get back there again. Again, the emphasis is on the word if, because we don't know if we're going to get back up to that level. We could very well see the price continue lower. I'm not trying to concern you, but that's still a possibility. I think it's less probable, but still a possibility, okay? So that said, daily looks, I guess, fairly neutral. Obvious rejection off the 200, and of course we are descending. But keep in mind, tremendous amount of volume just below the price point. We should be in good shape. It's going to take billions of dollars for the price action to drop below there, which we have seen before, right? So again, it's not all that shocking. Okay, so 4-hour time frame here. We can see we came down, rode out this support level there, 0.382 Fibonacci at 27,200, and it inevitably dropped. So that support held for a short while, but didn't hold long enough. We got that nice little candle wake up here to 27.6 to fill our current bag at about 18.5%. But once more, the price continued lower. Now that we came down to that 26.1, I think that should be the immediate bottom. But let's look at a few things here. On the 4-hour, we can see RSI is dropping below 50. That's obviously not a great thing. Could imply that we might have some resistance here moving forward. Once again, probably at that 27,200 mark. So 27.2 is going to be the new resistance level. We just kind of got to expect that. MACD divergence, big surprise. Price is coming down. And if we take a look at the moving averages, we are now holding barely above the 50-day SMA. Okay, so that's kind of the current saving grace there. And again, the 50-day SMA is a common trend setter on the 4-hour time frame. So we're excited to see if that can continue to hold. We could very well see an ascending trend work its way up, right? It could very well work out to be one of these here as the price works itself upwards, concurrent with the 50-day SMA. So I'm speculating we might see a slight increase here to retest this level. We could see somewhat of an ascending wedge and a breakthrough. We'll get there. We'll know when we get there, but for right now, that's tentatively what we're looking at here. That being said, once more on the 4-hour, we can see with an overextension, there wasn't a tremendous amount of overextension. We're only about a couple of 4-hour candles into this. So in truth, we can't see a lot there. What we want to look at is on the hourly. We're at about a 6 right now, so we could potentially see a little bit further, but that really doesn't tell us too much either. I'm more interested in where the cloud is at, and this was supposed to work as a support level. But once more, we saw an introduction of roughly $720 million sold off in 15 minutes. That will absolutely cause the price action to plummet like it did. Okay, so again, fair value got filled, price action came down. We're ascending positively on the 4-hour time frame as far as moving averages are concerned. We are below the cloud, telling us not to take a long position, but also telling us that if you have a short position, you want to consider leaving it open for the next 12 to 24 hours. Okay. My speculation here is that if you got a short from 28 or 27,000, you probably should take a majority of your profits. And the main reason why is because we have a strong amount of volume support at 26.2. It's a proven level that they wanted to liquidate everything, and now that we're there, we should be able to see a bounce from here. Okay, so again, I don't think the bounce should be immediate. We shouldn't expect to see one of these again, but stranger things can happen. The truth is, when you have a push like this, for example, it takes a little while to get it back up. Just like this here, right? The price shot up, it didn't shoot back down, it bled out, right? So right now, hypothetically, we're going to bleed in, if there is such a thing, and the price is going to continue higher. Okay, so my speculation is that yes, even though on the hourly we see absolutely bearish sentiment, that's expected because we just saw a two-hour, what is it? How long? 4% 2-hour candle. Okay, so that's a significant drop if you think about it. Bitcoin dominance didn't drop as much as you'd expect. And as per usual, if we take a look at our chart here, let's take a look here at our education. I've got this pinned, by the way, if you're curious. What's really nice about this is that Bitcoin dominance didn't drop significantly, right? Bitcoin dominance is effectively stabilizing right now. Okay. Now, if we see the price of Bitcoin stabilizing in the near future, we will see alts stabilize as well. Okay. What we don't want to see is the price of Bitcoin coming down and Bitcoin dominance staying the same. That'll imply that we see a lot of alts getting hit. So ultimately what we're looking for is stability across the board so we can get alts to kind of just hang out and stay where they're at. Okay? So that's ultimately the goal. Now, is that going to happen? It's hard to say. Alts certainly took a hit, right? So we can speculate that in the overall sense of things right now, altcoins are going to probably continue to bleed out if Bitcoin goes any lower. But if Bitcoin can stabilize and stay here, then I feel like we're going to see a recovery from some altcoins there, and we'll probably be in better shape than we were before. I'm glad we averaged our price down in a couple of our swing trades, honestly, because those were price points that were unexpected and less likely to fill. And that's why I like swing trading, honestly, because it just works very well. Again, if you use our automated trading bots, it's so much easier, of course. All right, anyways, enough about that. Thanks again for watching. I hope this made sense. I talked a lot today. I'm so sorry. Hopefully I didn't take up too much of your time, but if you watched all the way through, congrats. Kudos to you. If you fast forward to the end, you're doing yourself a disservice. I don't just tell you the answers. I explain why things are the way they are, and if you're not watching all the way through, it's okay. That's all right. Maybe next time. Check it out next time. Let me know if it speaks to you at a better time. Either way you look at it, hope this did help you. Thanks again for all the support we've seen on our Twitter, our Telegram, and obviously our Discord. So really, really cool stuff. Welcome again, everyone. Great to see you guys on board. Really, really cool stuff here. So thanks again. Hope you have a good rest of your day. We'll see you on the next video. Take good care of yourself and be safe out there. Bye-bye.